How did one man rule the world's largest country for more than 2 decades? Is he a patriot who restored Russia's power, or an authoritarian who reshaped democracy? Why do millions admire Vladimir Putin while millions fear him? Today, we're uncovering the complete story of Vladimir Putin, from his humble beginnings to becoming one of the most influential and controversial leaders of the 21st century. Stay till the end, because this story is far more complex than most headlines suggest. Chapter 1. Early Life. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952, in Leningrad, now known as St. Petersburg, Russia. His family lived modestly. Like many Soviet families after World War II, they faced hardship. Putin has often described his childhood as disciplined and competitive. He became interested in martial arts, especially judo and sambo, which he later said taught him patience, self-control, and resilience. He studied law at Leningrad State University and graduated in 1975, but his ambitions were already pointing in another direction. Chapter 2. The KGB Years. After university, Putin joined the Soviet Union's intelligence agency, the KGB. During the 1980s, he was posted to Dresden in East Germany. His work focused on intelligence and security during the Cold War. Then came a turning point. In 1989, the Berlin Wall fell. Soon after, the Soviet Union itself collapsed in 1991. Putin later described the collapse of the Soviet Union as a major geopolitical tragedy, arguing that millions of Russians suddenly found themselves outside Russia's borders. This event deeply influenced his political worldview. Chapter 3. Rise to Power. After leaving the KGB, Putin worked in St. Petersburg's city administration before moving to Moscow. His reputation for discipline and loyalty helped him climb quickly through government ranks. In 1999, President Boris Yeltsin unexpectedly appointed Putin as prime minister. Just months later, Yeltsin resigned and named Putin acting president. In the 2000 election, Putin won the presidency. At just 47 years old, he became Russia's leader. Few people imagined he would remain one of the world's most powerful figures for decades. Chapter 4. Rebuilding Russia. When Putin entered office, Russia was struggling. The economy had been hit by financial crises. Many state institutions were weak. Several regions faced separatist violence. Putin promised stability. During the 2000s, rising oil and gas prices boosted Russia's economy. Millions experienced higher incomes. Infrastructure expanded. Government salaries and pensions became more regular. Supporters argue these years restored national confidence and strengthened the Russian state. Critics argue that political competition, independent media, and civil liberties became increasingly restricted during the same period. Chapter 5. Domestic Policies under Putin. The federal government gained greater control over regional governors. The state increased its influence over major industries, particularly energy. Supporters say centralized leadership improved stability and national security. Critics contend that opposition parties, activists, and independent journalists have faced increasing pressure. International human rights organizations have raised concerns about freedom of expression, political opposition, and media independence. The Russian government has generally rejected many of these criticisms, saying its policies protect national stability and sovereignty. Chapter 6. Foreign Policy. Putin sought to restore Russia's influence on the global stage. Russia strengthened its military. It expanded partnerships with countries such as China and India. At the same time, relations with many Western countries became increasingly tense. Major events included the 2008 conflict with Georgia, Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea, widely condemned by most countries and followed by international sanctions, military involvement in Syria beginning in 2015, ongoing tensions with NATO. Supporters describe these moves as protecting Russia's strategic interests. Critics view them as violations of international law and contributors to regional instability. Chapter 7. The Russia-Ukraine War. In February 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The Russian government stated objectives including security concerns, NATO expansion, and protection of Russian-speaking populations. Ukraine, along with most members of the international community, rejected these justifications. The United Nations General Assembly passed resolutions affirming Ukraine's territorial integrity. The conflict has caused extensive destruction, displacement, military casualties, and civilian suffering. Many countries impose severe economic sanctions on Russia. The war has reshaped global energy markets, defense policies, and international diplomacy. It remains one of the defining geopolitical events of the 21st century. Chapter 8. Leadership Style. Putin projects an image of discipline and strength. He is frequently shown practicing judo, meeting military personnel, or participating in outdoor activities. Supporters see him as decisive and committed to Russia's national interests. Critics describe his leadership as increasingly centralized and authoritarian. Both supporters and critics agree on one point. Few leaders have shaped modern Russia as profoundly as Vladimir Putin. Chapter 9. Public Image Within Russia. Public opinion has varied over time. Many citizens credit Putin with restoring stability after the turbulent 1990s. Others have expressed concern over political freedoms, economic challenges, or the costs of military conflict. Internationally, perceptions are sharply divided. Some governments view him as a strategic rival. Others maintain diplomatic and economic partnerships with Russia. Chapter 10. Legacy. How history remembers Vladimir Putin will depend on future events. Will he be remembered as the leader who restored Russia's global influence, or as the leader whose decisions intensified international conflict and reshaped Europe's security landscape? Historians continue to debate these questions. His impact on global politics is undeniable. Conclusion. Vladimir Putin's story is not simply about one individual. It is also a story about the rise and fall of the Soviet Union, Russia's search for identity, shifting global power, and the challenges of international security. Understanding his leadership requires looking beyond slogans and considering multiple perspectives. Whether admired or criticized, Vladimir Putin remains one of the most consequential political figures of our time. What do you think? Has Vladimir Putin strengthened Russia or taken it in the wrong direction? Share your perspective respectfully in the comments. If you enjoyed this balanced documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into world history and global politics.